Welcome to Daytona here for the beginning of Season 6 here of the NAPA Sim Cup Series, the Next Gen. Currently, there is lingering weather in the area that has affected the start of this race, as we are currently now under a weather delay. All the cars here are parked on the back straightaway, awaiting the green flag to be waved, but currently that cannot happen as lingering weather in the area. We will keep you guys updated here with more information as we await the start of the race. And after a long-awaited rain delay, we are finally ready to get going here for the Daytona 500. What started at the daytime is now a sunset atmosphere here, as these drivers have waited all day long for the start of this race, and it is finally time to begin the Daytona 500 with Iman Antioder and Chase on the front row. Two drivers starting on the front row for their first time. Iman Antioder on the pole. Well, Mac, we're here today for what is going to be a 70-lap race. It's going to be a chaotic one. The race that starts off the season, how do you think this is going to go?
You have a very different dynamic now. Obviously, you've got basically two more inexperienced guys starting in the front row, and you're now in the nighttime instead of the daytime conditions, where nighttime, it's guys that started up front. It's not going to be so easy to pass them. Guys like Isolated, for example, that got some very good qualifying efforts in. Well, not qualifying efforts in, but dual results. Will be starting up high in this grid today. But you're also going to, but it also could be easier to lead laps out here if you're a bad fast car like a 39 slash or 23 a typical, as we have already seen, especially in the truck race, how easy it was for the quickest of the quickest and the most experienced to just straight up dominate at some point for the race.
Yeah, it is most definitely going to be a crazy one today. These guys have waited all day, so they're going to be getting at it right from the get-go. There might be a lot of chaos today here, but let's get to our starting grid here. In row 1, let's jump straight into it with Iman Antioder, his first career pole. He's next to rookie phenom Chase. Row 2, our dual winners, Typical next to Mythical. Row 3, Isolated next to Super Speedway Ace Slash. And then back to row 4, we're going to have Dexterity next to Mike. And in row 5, Mac and Ty.
Let's go to row 6. We have Commander and Peyton. Row 7, we have Jacob and FXN. Then following us in row 8 is FXN's brother TXN and Wayside. Let's go to row 9. Let's go to Garrett. We have Garrett and Matthew. And then a little bit of a shocker in row 10. Especially shocking pairing in Montana and the 09 of Dalton.
And then back to row 11, we got Junior next to Internet. Row 12, two of our veterans, Dylan next to Bot. Back in row 13, Meme in a new wrap compared to what he ran in the dual subway car next to Nacho. Row 14, Sup NASCAR next to Jack. And in row 15, Doug and KFC Bot. Welcome back.
Row 16, we have Stu and Dan, surprisingly a bit further back than usual. Then in row 17, we have, I believe, SM and Cam. Row 18, Kermit and New, getting into a lot of guys that had to go to the rear. Row 19, Santa and Chasey Man. Row 20, the biggest rookie phenom on the track in Riley Davis Jr. and Anna Kate. Then rounding out a field today will be two cars that go to the rear as well, and JJO and Discord Bot.
Yeah, everyone, I'm pretty sure SM and back had to go to the back of cars or at least repair their primary, so they were starting here in the back. Alright, Mac, it is just us two for Daytona, and for old times, Mac, why don't you give me a pick for today's race?
You know what, I'm just going to say, give me Typical for his first Super Speedway win. He has been bad fast all of Speed Weeks, and obviously from P3 he'll have a easy place to start. But yeah, that 23 will be that 23 will easily slingshot to the front of the field, and I think he will dominate today, and I think this will be his first Daytona win.
And, well, let's jump into the command to fire engines.
70 laps. NAPA drivers, start your engines.
And everyone here is going to begin to be ready here to roll off here for what is going to be a 70-lap race here. It's going to be an exciting one. I mean, this is the Super Bowl of NASCAR, the NAPA Sims series. the most important races so many of these drivers season for bragging rights, and of course a ticket into the playoffs right away, or for some of these part-time or underfunded teams, a chance to get your name out there. What if one of them can sneak out a win in today's race? We are going to find out. It is going to be an exciting one here. As the field comes off turn 4, we are ready to go. It will be Iman Antioder, followed by Chase with Typical and Mythical. And how about Isolated? He will be starting this race in the 5th position. Let's get things underway here. Pace car pulls in here to the restart zone. Iman Antioder, the first one on the gas. We're underway in the Daytona 500. Let's go.
Look at Typical already peeking to the inside, maybe looking for 3 wide, as that is my pick. But smart move, Iman Antioder shuts the door on that number 23. Already started to see some 3 wide mid-pack.
Yeah, that's Michael Reagan shafted to that top lane with Ty there as well here. Isolated trying to hold that bottom lane as early on in this race here, especially the drivers back in the rear. They've been waiting here all day. They want to get to the front. They want to set themselves up here. And we'll see how the beginning of this race plays out here. It's Mythical, our 2 dual winners right here. Mythical and Typical. Mythical will push Typical to the lead. Looks like he should come out here and lead this first lap.
Yes, he does. Mythical on the inside. He could have maybe no help right now. Might have Isolated and Mac running up to him shortly. But here's also Chase. Kind of by proxy a Sunbelt affiliate, so maybe not a little shocking there, but there's Mac to the inside of Isolated, maybe trying to hook up with those 2 now. Typical, and now Mythical to the lead. Big push from Chase. Mythical also won the pole in Xfinity Daytona. But yeah, and here comes a huge run from all those Chevys in the bottom line. Commander's going to actually pop out here into the inside of Mac.
Yeah, everyone's trying to figure out this racetrack here. Other than the duels, most of these drivers have not been out here in the nighttime with these cup cars. Some drivers, of course, ran the trucks and even the Xfinity race, but those are with different cars. This is a new feel here, as other than the duels, everything was in the daytime. Practice, qualifying, that was all in the daytime, so these drivers are not used to being in a pack with 41 other cars here, 42 cars, of course, in this race. And we're off to a wild start here already. 3 wide a bit throughout the field here. Isolated kind of begins to fall back a little bit. Someone who is going to struggle a bit more, in my opinion. This race is more of an underfunded car, but as long as you can stay in the draft, you have a chance today. But right now, Typical and Mythical, despite being side by side, they've been able to keep 1-2 and control the pace of the race so far.
Yeah, you got about 2 Dodgers behind that number 23, a Toyota that's practically a Chevy. And another Chevy behind them, a couple Chevys in a row there as well behind Mythical, and a couple rookies. I think we might see a little bit of 4 wide maybe in the back. Ty slid up the track just a bit at the tri-oval, as Mythical and Typical are still side by side here, and Mythical edging it out for the lead. I think Mythical has led to the line the majority of the time. 3 by 3 action behind them. Look at this, Jacob controlling that inside line. TXN maybe looking a little bit, but nothing is there. He'll stay in line. Smart move, and it's right now a drag race between Typical and Mythical for this lead.
Yeah, as a rookie like TXN, part-time in this series, you can't get impatient. We saw 4 wide in the Trucks Xfinity Series work very little. I think the only time we saw it work, Cam, the aggressor, he made it work. But TXN, you know, a rookie, you can't get impatient. Yeah, I know you want to lead in your first Daytona 500, and what is this, his 3rd Cup start? You can't get impatient. You got to just ride around here, and most of the time, the drivers will end up washing up the track anyways, and it'll give you an opportunity. But currently squashed in the middle of 2 Alberto cars. I'm curious how TXN's going to handle this. Exactly. Matthew wants to get in line with his teammate, but I think TXN's going to hold enough momentum here to stay in front of that 62. Exactly that. Mythical clear to the lead.
TXN kind of just running that momentum. Alberto had Jacob had just about cleared Mythical for the lead, but TXN preventing Matthew from aligning with Jacob is what prevents that, keeps Mythical in the lead. But now Matthew is going to get to the inside of 3 wide on TXN. These Alberto cars haven't been notoriously fast in Super Speedways until the back end of last season, and they are now bad fast in these Super speedways. But not looking to get her there. Matthew wants all the glory for himself, and we are practically 3 by 3, about 10 rows deep behind the leader.
Yeah, this is usually what the beginning of most super speedways are here, as drivers aren't going exactly full song here. Drivers are being a little bit conservative, but what that means is the guys in the back, they're trying to get to the front, and you're seeing it begin to make progress. You see Kermit, Anna Kate, Chasey Man, New, they're all lined up on that bottom lane beginning to make progress. But if you're not in that bottom lane, you're not going to go anywhere. You just have to wait. But when you're on that bottom lane, there will be opportunities at every corner because of just how much quicker that bottom. As you have drivers on the inside are better here. You can see Meme is going to try and make progress. TXN, Junior, and the drivers on the rear are starting to move forward. That's Dan, Kermit, Anna Kate. There's SM as well, line up on the bottom. Bot seems like that one driver that didn't go to the rear that's now formed up on that bottom. But pretty much the entire bottom lane is full of drivers that went to the rear. Here comes Matthew in the 62 down to the bottom, trying to take the lead from Mythical, who's dominated the early portion of this one.
Yep, as Matthew looking for, he's got the help from Montana. I think Matthew has it. He has not cleared Mythical yet, but I don't think Mythical's got really any help behind him. And no, he doesn't. Matthew gets that lap. And he's gonna, Matthew cleared the lead, but he's gonna leave that open inside for Montana, I believe.
That's Meme in the
Not
7th.
Montana, that's Meme. But Montana is on that outside, pushing the 44 of Mythical now. But now 3 wide. Dan makes it 3 wide down the back straightaway. Meme and Matthew in a drag race as well.
Oh boy. That bottom lane is starting to deteriorate just slightly. We'll see. Yep, you can see right away. All 3 of them right there. They all want to get down to that bottom lane. They see an opening. They know how fast this bottom lane is. They're going to take it. Dan, down to the bottom. He's trying to take the lead. He is very adamant about not liking super speedway racing. He's going to lead this lap. Let's go 4 wide for 4th. Oh, baby. That is tight right there here. 4 wide here. Now it's going to fall back to Matthew. Kermit and the rookie TXN has to deal with a lot of pressure right here. 4 wide with some veterans. This is going to be tight. Kermit might have an opening. Not yet. Still 4 wide down the back straightaway.
We are 4 wide still. Cam on the inside, aggressively pushing the batter. Meme now in the 4 wide. Off to the exit of 4. Are we going to keep it clean?
Oh,
contact.
Man.
We're starting to see the banging.
A lot of contact there.
Banging. How did they keep it clean? We are still 4 wide, 3 by 3. Got the entire field. No, we're not. Chasey.
What a save. Oh my goodness.
What a save by Chasey Man.
That is already a save of the year contender by another one of our super speedway aces.
Oh, we might have trouble in the back. Ty and Junior got really close together, almost wrecked each other.
Yeah, everyone started checking
up.
Everyone started checking up. Here comes Dalton in the 09, Nacho in the 95. Some drivers taking advantage, trying to move forward. What a moment from the 27. Once we get an opportunity, we'll take a look at that replay. But right now, still green and single file at the front. Cam under his teammate for the lead. 2 really good friends side by side in the Daytona 500.
And that has completely broken the pack into 2.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, look at the telemetry here. They should catch. We'll see what ends up happening here. TXN's the one leading that line. I mean, unbelievable. I mean, just wow. Chasey Man now looks under TXN, who was just the one that was involved in that save. He wants to lead the line thinking, hey, I might be the quickest one to get these guys back in this group. But if you're Doug and Matthew, now you can be at risk of falling back into this group. But right now, we are spread apart here at Daytona. Cam still out front with Anna Kate up to the front. She's up to second.
Yep. Anna Kate, had a fairly good performance in the Xfinity Daytona race, but now to the inside of her, it's going to be the 40 of Bot. And you got to squad about 9 cars or so right now that are broken away from the pack. Albeit, I do think they did not get far enough to stay out of range of the pack, and I believe the pack will start catching them here soon. We're 3 wide mid-pack, though, but it looks like for now, Cam's going to have some fairly comfortable control, I'd say.
And a lot of good cars up here as well. And they're all hanging in just fine, but these guys have to figure it out back here because them racing 3x3 like this isn't going to help matters. Mythical leading the line, though. That's the best driver you want leading this line. Mythical's got one of the quicker cars out here. He can pull this pack along. Jacob as well. Those are two cars you want leading the line. And I think these are two selfless drivers. They know the situation at hand, new as well, and typical, all of them. I think most of them are very selfless drivers, and they know the situation at hand. They'll move this pack forward.
Yeah, and Cam still out front, but kind of even some 3 wide action for the pack. This is probably a good time to maybe you know, train up and start catching these guys. They are still going They are still going 3 wide here, slowing themselves down, and we're starting to see that happen now. Look at that.
Yeah, the second they got single file, the pack has begun to move forward. Look at the ticker, 1.9 to 1.2. They closed the gap by almost a second. They're going to be there by the back straightaway. That is what you need to do. Get some drivers that know how to work. 197. I'm sure some of these guys are upwards of 200 miles an hour here as they all race their way back into this group here. And they're there. Look at the run that Mythical has. Where's he going to go with it? There's the onboard as Mythical moves forward up into the pack. Chase almost up into the wall near the back there. You saw that on the camera. Dan to the lead, and we're starting to get back to how we were. 3 wide racing, and this is going to get intense once again as all these drivers are back where they were. But if you're in the field, you just realize what happened. So maybe try and calm it down a little bit, but I don't expect that happening because it's the Daytona 500. Look at the run that Montana has in the 45, taking advantage of all the speed he had from catching all that tow from the 10 or so guys that were able to keep up. And we're back at it. Meme on the bottom, but look at Mythical already trying to move the lane forward.
Yeah, I think we're going to probably start running into trouble here because you're going to have so many guys try to catch get big runs and catch back up the field. And you misuse that run, you can easily cause a wreck.
Meme will lead that lap in his brand new subway machine. And Mythical's like, get a move on here. I want to get back to where I was. And he's going to do just that. Meme to the middle lane. Mythical kind of shoves him a little bit. And just like that, the drivers that were leading the second pack are now about to lead the first pack. Here comes Mythical down to the inside, followed by Jacob.
Yeah, and Mythical out front. Jacob still pushing it. Jacob's been mainly the one primarily pushing that 44 machine all day for the most part. You also got Typical in line. He's been bad fast all week, obviously.
Mythical in that red 44 who brought the second pack up to the first pack is now leading the way, making a big charge here at the start of the race. Early in the race, I mean.
Yeah, now he's going to move up to that middle lane. And again, this is kind of like the theme that we've seen all weekend, and it never works out, but, I mean, it's voluntarily, I think, because it's lap 17 of the race, and maybe, hey, maybe Meme's a better pusher than the 23 of Typical. Or maybe Typical says, I'm not going to push you at all. Typical bottom of 3 wide, and that's exactly what Mythical wanted, and just like that, back to the lead. These veterans know how to work the lines, and maybe he sensed that, and kept the lead, and now right back to where he was earlier in this race.
Got 4 wide in the back. Stu backs out of it, though. Veteran move by him. Mythical right now. So far early on, putting on a lot of laps led. Now, obviously, I don't think this is very shocking. This is somebody who probably definitely wants to put on a statement. As we know, this offseason he joined Sunbelt Stars to replace the retiring Sims. And obviously, he had a great Xfinity season, nearly won the championship. And I think right now he's wanting to put on a statement early and show that he is still in Season 3 championship form. But here comes Chasey Man to his inside with Montana in tow.
Yeah, Montana recognized the run that Chase Man had and said, I'm going to go with you. Perfect opportunity. And it's going to work out for the 27 from practically sideways to back to the lead in only the span of about 7 or 8 laps. Chase Man back in control at Daytona. Lap 19 at Daytona here. As we've lost a few cars from that whole situation earlier. Maybe some drivers were like, okay, let's back out. But still see a lot of drivers up here battling, and now Montana is going to look for the lead under Chasey Man.
Yeah, Chasey Man, this place is probably not very much home to him right now after the Daytona 2 race. He was so close. He dominated the race, pretty close to clinching a big victory to make the playoffs. But he was just behind the 81 of Chase whenever a huge wreck struck, and just couldn't get by him. And now Montana I think Montana's gonna probably get the lead here with a good push from New. Maybe it's gonna be close at the line, but I think Chasey Man did end up getting it there.
Those are two teammates squeezing the rookie Riley Davis Jr. Our cameras noticed that, pan to it, and Riley Davis Jr. hung on to that thing. Two teammates were giving the rookie a little bit of pressure here in his first 500 star, showing him what it's like being in the Cup Series. Chasey Man might get a push for Mythical. He'll keep the lead. Chasey Man's out for vengeance after what Max said happened last season, and also what happened just a few laps ago. Chasey Man back in control here at Daytona.
Yeah, Chasey Man's still out front. Like I said, he put on a lot of laps led, and when we had stages last season, he swept both the stages too. Yeah, Chasey Man dominated both stages of the Daytona race. Could not win the race, and he missed the playoffs despite starting off hot here as we go down the back straightaway 3x3 practically throughout the behind the leaders.
Oh, baby. I saw Dylan get a little bit squirrely there. He's trying to get up to the bumper of New. New might have been a little bit not in line with him there. Dylan recognized it, got back in line with him here, and now is trying to give him a push down this front straightaway. But Chasey Man, again, just can't talk about him enough. Back in control here. What a story for Chasey Man if he could go out here and get just straight up his first career Cup win. That would be nice to see here. As here comes New with a little bit of a run here. Oh, a little bit of contact going on back here. Oh, JGO's going to push up the track. Look out. Anna Kate's going to make contact.
No, stop crashing.
Around goes JGO. Oh, Ty's going to big lick. Ty gets a big lick to Anna Kate. JJO's involved. Cam is in it. And the caution's out for the first time. And it looks like everyone's
guys, watch out.
Everyone's going to sneak their way through here. And one of the storyline drivers of today, Anna Kate, will be out of this race here. Heavy damage on her number 50 machine. And back to the line, Chasey Man will lead it. That all started from 4 wide. It looks like Anna Kate and JGO got a little bit too close for comfort. Anna Kate tried the side draft. They made contact. And around they went. And then Ty came in at the end and took a pretty good shot. Let's take a look at what happened.
And now looking at the replay, it looks like JJO and Anike got hooked together and then did not get separated out of turn 2, which led to them crashing into the wall, taking out 4 to 5 cars with them. A hard hit in the back for the black car, Anike. And that is going to be a big wreck there that'll take out maybe DNF 2 cars.
And then one more time here. Oh man, if Cam would have came up just a little bit more, Mike would have been in for a rough impact there. But good job for these guys for avoiding.
We're going to look at the viewpoint from Ty here. Just a bit ahead of you there. It's that 4 wide. JJO and Anna Kate just get stuck together. Can't do anything. Cut together. Slam into the wall. Slam into Cam. I think Doug got a piece of that too. But then Ty just tried to speed through it. Slams into the 50. Kind of a weird move there from the veteran. And Ty tried to speed through the wreck instead of slowing down, and he paid for it.
You know what I saw there, Mac? Dalton the rookie is going to come flying by this accident. He gets to the bottom. He gets under Ty. I think Ty tried to get to where Dalton was, but Dalton just covered, and Ty had nowhere to go. Again, though, rookie maybe should have given a bit more room, but again, just when you're trying to avoid a wreck, you're trying to get by as quickly as possible, and that's just what ended up happening. On board with Mac. Watch this. He couldn't see a damn thing yet. He gets by the wreck. Great wreck avoidance by the rookie Chase and the veteran Mac. Off turn 4 here, coming back to the restart zone. NAPA Sim officials have elected for a single file restart. Interesting decision, but I don't hate it. We had a wreck kind of early on. Let's try and calm things down a little bit. Back to the restart zone. It'll be Chasey Man leading this field back to green. Green flags back out and new. Jumps out of line. No one's going to help him here. We're back underway. Slash to the bottom of Nacho there. Great run for Nacho so far up in the top 10. CFXN back there as well. Haven't talked about him yet today. Dylan to the bottom with help from Montana. Kind of a co-teammate in the way. Montana will give a push to Dylan. And also, welcome to the front Discord bot. Someone that also has his strengths at the super speedways. Trying to move his way forward here as everyone tries to jockey for position here and find a spot in line, because single file restarts, it's a little bit tough to kind of get in line. You know, it's a slower paced restart, but we'll see what happens here. As you can see, all these guys in the back are trying to keep up.
You see NAPA officials tend to elect for these, especially earlier on, to kind of simmer down the pace a little bit, get quite a lot of laps logged in. So we don't have to maybe try to limit the demo derbies we saw sometimes last season, especially at tracks like Martinsville, for example, where cautions would just breed over and over again. And single file restarts and now just the flexible restarts now are to help try and control that. And if it's a clean race, there's one caution, you get double file restart, you get the action-packed restarts.
You can see Discord bot trying to take the... Oh, go ahead, Supra. My mistake. Go ahead.
And now these drivers are starting to find their footing now. And they're already going 3 wide here, battling hard. And now, once again, the 44 is now once again back up here, trying to start commanding.
Yeah, Discord bot here is gonna keep the lead. Here comes again Nacho in the 95. Had a good run in the truck race. How about Nacho in the 95? Not really many sponsors on that thing. Trying to look for funding. Oikos came on for him in the truck series, but when it comes to the Cup Series side, not as much funding here. I don't like this. We just had a restart. Garrett slash 4 wide here. Bunch of veterans in this group, though. I'd hope someone thinks about this here and maybe backs out of it here. 4 wide. How about let's go 2 rows of 4 wide here. This gets tight here at Daytona.
Yeah, we're 4 wide still, and Slash could be a big takeout if this goes wrong. And I think Slash knows that. He's a big factor. He's an important factor in the gameplay. Slash kind of shoving Garrett. Here's the spot where Anakin and JJO right last time. Are they going to squeeze? Yes, they will. We're crashing. Oh, Dan. And Dan gets collected, and Slash takes a hit, but other than that, we avoid disaster.
Yeah, everyone here in the back tries to sneak by. And right after a restart, trouble once again involving 3 huge contenders, by the way. Slash. We also saw Dylan get some damage. Slash, Garrett, Dan, all involved here. Right after a restart, typical will lead them to the line. Let's take a look at what happened this time.
Under caution once again at Daytona. They've mirrored the same crash that caused the caution the previous laps ago. And that hit a lot of cars. A few cars in the back DNF'd from that, maybe. Lots of serious damage there. It looks like they did not learn their lesson with 4 wide racing.
Exactly not. There's Garrett and Dan getting back going here, and there's Slash. The odds-on favorite to win today will most likely not take home the trophy.
I see they go 4 wide here, very similar to what happened to Anakin and JJO, except this time Slash hooks Garrett into the wall. Montana takes a hard hit, Dill takes a hard hit, Dan takes a hard hit. See, back here more collateral happens. See here, I think just kind of, kind of checking up. TXN and FXN made huge contact. FXN looks good, but I don't know.
Yeah, he came over the radio and reported we have some huge suspension problems after contact with brother TXN. TXN's also reporting about trouble on the right front. Here's Max on board for the second time in a row. Oh, man! Oh, my goodness. Mac just flying through the carnage. And when you're racing back to the line, that's what you got to do. Get as many positions as possible. We'll be back for the restart. Off turn 4. Off turn 4 here. Ready to go back racing. Another single file restart here. Hopefully we can keep things a bit calmer this time. Typical. Lead him back to the line here with Discord bot behind him. Typical. Nacho and Meme in the top 5. What a nice top 5 here. We're back green. This time everyone mostly waits in line. A few drivers pull out. And we're back underway.
And now single file through turns 1 and 2. In the back, we're seeing them making lanes. And now here comes the 55 on the bottom, going for the lead.
That's Discord
and the 40 is flying through the field there.
Yeah, 2 bot racing drivers here. Discord bot and bot, both trying to get to each other here to maybe try and work together or bail on each other. These drivers, whenever they see an opportunity, they're going to go for it, especially at these super speedways. Track position so important here. Matthew up here having a good run. But again, can't talk enough about Nacho here. Kind of interrupted from that crash that happened, but what a great run he's having right here. Been top 10 for quite a bit of the race here. What a story for the back marker. Hopefully he can keep that up here as the field tries to get back together here, but it's a bit of a struggle here right now. Here comes Meme in the 7 trying to take the lead away. Matthew gets under bot. 3 wide for 3rd here as the field starts to form back up here, and we're going to get racy once again here at Daytona.
Yeah, Meme and Discord by side. Discord won the last Super Speedway race we did at Talladega 2 that helped propel his efforts in the round of 8 and rated the round of 4 after he got that clutch win in Memphis. Big run. He had a big run for Mythical, but couldn't clear it. Meme still on that inside. He had Discord about such a huge run. I thought he would clear the 7 there, but he can't. And now I think the 7 might launch himself to the lead from that. Not if Matthew was something to say about that. We're 3 wide of the line. I think Discord might get that lap, but I think Matthew's going to have the lead here by turn 1.
3 by 3 here off in the 1 and 2 here. And Matthew's going to clear for the time being. Here comes SM. He's been up here, but hasn't actually challenged for the lead yet. He is also pretty good at these super speedways. Can he get to the lead here in the 24? Commander pushing him, Kermit. And let's talk about Peyton in the 02 for the first time today. Kind of the lone Alberto car that hasn't really shown his full potential yet. Trying to get to the front of the field. SM to the lead as we're back to 3 by 3 racing.
SM out front. Donatello's checking Commander pushing him, but Donatello, he's definitely not a teammate. He's not going to stay in line, and Commander's going to lift the lead here. SM get the lap led. 4 wide again, I think. Just about. Kermit got so tight into the tri-oval.
Yeah, handling comes into a play here. It's happened pretty much all weekend, especially the truck race. But Kermit got a little bit of a break there for Peyton. Peyton easily could have forced it there. But Kermit kind of got a little bit of a break there. Now, maybe he's going to give Peyton a little bit of a positioning there down on that bottom lane here. But Commander clear to the front. I think this is the first time he's actually been out front and controlling the lead here. Commander to the front in that Firestone Chevy. Here comes Peyton back to the front. Or pole sitter, I am an anti-odor trying to move his way forward.
And he's going to definitely help with that cause. He's going to get to the inside there of the 02, but I think he's going to have to run necessary. To do so. Also, Riley Davis Jr. making his first real appearance up front. I see him there tailing behind that number 9 machine. And, but well, Commander's still out in the point. I am an anti-odor now. Kind of first 4 are clear. Not anymore. Payne's going to launch to the inside of Commander. You're also going to see Matt go to the inside there of the 48 I am an anti-odor Mac. The only competitive right now up here, he's had a fairly good run doing triple duty, lost in a photo finish to another Cup driver, new in the truck race, and he was doing fairly good in the Xfinity race up until he got caught up in a late crash with Sheldon Preed / and Paul.
And New is right here, by the way, making his way forward here in the 19. And I'm sure Mac knows that, and he knows exactly what's going on. He does not want to lose 3 races here. Came into this triple duty knowing, hey, I gotta at least get one of them here. But 4 wide, Ivan Antiola literally went to the top lane and kind of forced that there. That got really tight here. Helicopter cam down the back straightaway. Here comes the rookie, Riley Davis Jr. in the 73 here. Chasing man, same song, second verse here involved in some 4 wide antics. He's going to just go straight to the lead. He's not going to worry about that whole ordeal. New trying to shove his way through as well. Internet there. Oh, there's room, but not much. Contact. What a save by the rookie. Riley Davis Jr. What an unbelievable save. Oh, my goodness. What a save by the rookie. And he keeps it going. Oh, my gosh. Those are 2 teammates right there. Riley Davis Jr., though, welcome to the Cup Series. Be ready to experience that a lot more this season. What a job right there, and we stay green. Chasing man still in control. Coming up to the front here. Here comes Chase in the 25. We haven't seen him since the start. He's kind of held back, avoided some of the wrecks. Now he's trying to move his way forward. Here comes Chase in the 25. As Chasing man, the other Chase technically, continues to hold the lead. And here comes the second pack. A lot of guys here holding back. Maybe thinking another caution's going to come out here. But Chasing man holds the lead. But again, Peyton right to the bottom. This time on the 27. Commander with him in the 21.
Now at the front, it's been a race between the 02, 21, and the 27. They've been swapping positions over and over again.
Yeah, now it's Commander who might get to the inside here. Yeah, Bot gonna follow here. 2 veterans. Bot might pull out on the 21. The Noble stay in line is now. I'm pretty sure these drivers saw what happened to Riley Davis Jr. and they're like, let's maybe, you know what, maybe after those 2 single file restarts and the 2 back-to-back cautions, maybe it took until the rookie got into a little bit of trouble to finally decide, let's maybe calm it down a little bit here. Maybe these drivers finally realize, hey, there's still 30 laps to go pretty much. Let's just make it to the finish here. 26 laps to go as a matter of fact. Here comes Typical back into the game 3 wide here with the rookie Chase. And Peyton in the 02 who's been strong in the second portion of this race here.
Yeah, 3 wide for third. Typical. He's been fast, but not surprisingly, he has not really led laps out front. He looked like he would lead a ton of laps today, potentially, especially when that car was showing in Duel 1, but really hasn't done that. Right now, it's Commander right now logging a lot of laps at that top position.
And we'll see here if Bot makes a move under him here. I think he would here. We see it so many times here. Yup, driver that's leading kind of gives a little bit of a lane. Bot will take that opportunity, but has no help here. We'll see which lane has more momentum. Neither of them do. Now it's just all about outright pace. Bot's going to side draft a little bit here. That'll bring him back, but Typical's going to take that huge run. He goes bottom of 3 to the lead, and welcome back, Chasing man. He was not gone for long to the bottom of that Lowe's Advent 27 machine. Chasing man's been the story of the race here. He's had some moments. He's back to the front. Typical. Mac. Well, Mac, there's another lap lead for Typical. He's finally got another lap lead here. Chasing man right behind him. And how about Kermit moving his way back forward in the 77? A former champion.
Yeah, Kermit, a win here would really be big for him. He went winless last season in a very disappointing season. Also missed the playoffs in his title defensive season. And looking to bounce back. And after that result, and a Daytona 500 win would definitely do it for him.
Yeah, back to the bottom here. Chase man, let's give a little bit of our flowers here to Junior in the 33 here, moving his way forward. Nice job, Junior here. Haven't seen him in a while here. Of course, coming off of an injury last season. He was still able to show up here for the final few races of last season, but hasn't really been that competitive as of late. It's been a rough last few seasons for him. Junior up here in the top 10 for the first time today. We'll see what happens here. Mac behind him, trying to move his way back forward.
Yeah, you got Chasey man. You got side by side with Typical here. Junior, I think, tried to look to the inside of curb and nothing was there. And pretty much, we have our group now at this point. At least it looks like for the time being, our group that are all going to be competitive for this win. Typical out front, and see if he can hold it here against Chasey Man. Chasey Man has been bad fast all day. Will not be shocked to me somehow if he avenges Daytona 2 from last season.
Insanely fast. And I mean, and I'm hearing, Mac, you can confirm if not, this is the same car. Just a few slight repairs to it, a few different, maybe a slightly different setup, but this is almost the same car. Just because it is the next gen era, you can go out here and, well, kind of refurbish the car just as long as it is legal. Most of these charters are new, but there are select few, especially more of the underfunded teams, that are going to refurbish the old car and add all the specific requirements that makes it perform like this new next gen car. And Rogers Racing, I know it sounds crazy because of how fast Chase Man has been, but that is one of those more underfunded teams. They ended up kind of reusing an old car, just refurbished it to make it, you know, compatible for this new next-gen era. And, well, it's working out. Chasey Man up here, and he's going to look right back for the lead once again here.
And that shows you the talent behind the 27. He's been up here all race. He's one of the main contenders of this race, even. If he was there in the end, he's one to watch.
Yeah, Chasey Man was somebody who came up on the scene last season, driving for what was known as a bat mark at the time in Rogers Racing. And after some mediocre results, he started lighting up the world, especially in the summer where he had 6 straight top 6s that propelled him to nearly into the playoffs. And, well, I would not be shocked if this 27 team especially is a playoff team come the end of our 22 race regular season.
Yeah, exactly that. And for Rogers Racing here, we'll go take a look real quick as, by the way, left cars are coming soon. Here's the other Rogers Racing car, Jack in the 72. Now, Jack has said he is primarily good at these super speedways, but he told me prior to the 500, I am going to wait till the last moment to go up here and try and make my way forward. They need to preserve as much equipment as they can. Also, Jack ran the Xfinity race yesterday, and, well, I mean, he's doing exactly that, running around here, KFC bot back here, but just the update here, these are the 2 Rogers Racing cars here, and of course one of them is running higher than the other, but still, it is a story to talk about here. This is kind of a underfunded team, and what Chase Man has been able to do for this team is unbelievable, and Rogers Racing, the owner, has expressed, hey, I am completely good with Chase Man. As long as Chase Man is good with us, we will keep him for as long as he wants. So these two got a very good relationship, the team owner and Chasey Man. Very good relationship, and, well, you're seeing how that relationship plays off, because he has a bad fast car, and him and Typical have been duking it out for the last few laps. They've just been side drafting each other, and, well, Chasey Man's gonna, I think, have the slight advantage here. Mac's gonna give him a little bit of a push, but we got 2 left cars that are side by side. How's this gonna work out here? I think they're going to maybe block this track here. I'm a little bit worried, but let's see what happens here. Chasey Man will be the first one on the scene. Here we go. Ooh, indeed that. A little bit of a blockade here.
Blockade, but I think Slash looks like he's going to be the first one filter. He's going to filter out probably to that top line. I wonder if Dylan maybe takes a minute to filter out, but some guys are behind aren't going to be so patient, and Discord Bot's going to look at it inside, and these 2 are going to definitely block those top 2 lanes. These guys will be a problem for a little bit, and maybe, just maybe, that second pack could maybe catch up. It's unlikely. I think they're a few seconds behind.
They're 12 seconds back.
Yeah, but see, these lap cars could cause problems in multiple ways. If they stay side by side, they could end up causing wrecks and split up the field. Many different ways this could go wrong, but we're going to see how they maneuver it as some of the first guys to successfully filter those 2 lap cars are leaking through.
Discord bot, I'm the Intuitor SM, and how about Stu in the 93 making his way forward? Internet, Chase Man's been able to clear. There's Riley Davis Jr. back to the front as both drivers have been migrated to that top side. This is a thing that happens a lot in these super speedway races, and we saw that issue come up a few times in the previous races in Trucks and Xfinity, but it looks like right now everyone's doing a pretty good job here. A little bit of a stack up here. Nacho tried to get below Junior. Junior tried to cut him off. We should be pretty good here. As back to the front, Discord bot, this might be He led the last lap. This might be only a second lap led it today. Discord bot to the front.
Anything can happen at Daytona, as we saw those 2 lap cars now screw over the 40 and 23. They were leading the pack, and now they're at the rear. And now we have new contenders in the mix, 55, 24, and the 93. But the 27 still remains tough at the top.
Yeah.
Chasey Man just backed off a little bit there for the 24.
Had no help. Big move from Ivan Antuner. Gets in line with teammate Internet. Maybe wants to try and get a little thing going here, but Internet doesn't have the speed to keep up. I mean, we know how fast this car is. This car won the pole. But Chase Man trying to stay up here. Some few new faces up here after the little stack up that happened. Discord bot first time kind of really out here leading some laps here today. SM up to the front. I don't think he's led a lap yet today. And then we got Chasey Man, of course. We've talked about him a lot. How about Ivan Antuner? He won the pole, but kind of fell back in the early portion. He's back up here. And honestly, this might be the first time we've mentioned Internet today. He's up here in the top 10 doing battle here, but didn't have the speed to keep up with his teammate. Mac Riley Davis Jr. working under him here. Mythical gets under Riley Davis Jr. to hook up with his teammate Mac. But Mac might have other plans. He wants to maybe get in line with teammate SM. Sunbelt Stars drivers. Look at them. They're all right here trying to get together.
And Chasey Man, this looks like he's going to take the lead. Discord bot, looks like he has no help, and this is probably an opportune time for Chasey Man strike here. Discord bot has no help, and I think Chasey Man, he's really want to control this race for a while now, and this is maybe his best shot of doing that.
Yeah, Chasey Man here has a run here. Mac to the inside. Here he comes, Riley Davis Jr., the rookie. What a move from the rookie. I don't know if it's going to work out, but for a rookie to be able to feel confident to make that move under Mythical, that's a strong move. And let's not forget, these two raced each other a lot last season. So don't be surprised that Riley Davis Jr. is going to take the fight to Mythical. These two were championship contenders last season. Vixterity, though, does not want to work with Riley Davis Jr. He wants to get with teammate Mac, but Mac moving up the track might be their demise. Riley Davis Jr. moving forward here in the 73. Vixterity behind him. First time we've brought up his name today.
Yeah, you've got 4 Sunbelt cars here in this top 6. This is an organization that, at least in Speed Weeks, has been very much working together a lot. You saw Vixterity trying to help Mac and help alter the lines to help Mac get a win at Daytona in the Truck Series. Obviously didn't work out, but these guys do work together pretty often compared to most teams. And I wouldn't be shocked if they tried doing something right here. You actually have 3 of them assembled on that top line.
Yeah, SM's gonna kind of be putting the shaft right here. Because despite having teammates with you on that top line, everyone knows by now the top line's not going to get you to the front. So you can see how Mac and Mythical right now, they're trying to get SM in line, but they know at the same time, hey, if we don't get out of this top lane, none of us are going to move forward. We'll see Mythical try and give a push to Mac, but Riley Davis Jr. is going to actually side draft him a little bit here, but not enough momentum. Mac will clear. Now, will he make the decision to ditch his teammate? He had to there. He had to, or else there was no chance he would have stayed up here. But now maybe Vixterity can get in line here. But again, Chasey Man outdoing them all here at Daytona. Guys, just like that, we are now on 11 laps to go in the Daytona 500. Will we get another caution? Did all the drivers that bailed after those 2 early cautions, will that be their demise? We'll find out here.
Did I mention how that 95 has been has stayed with this pack after lap traffic? I don't think there'll be any more. And I guess it looks like this 95 team is going to definitely have a very solid chance at a win today.
I mean, yeah, this team here, Nacho has been a pioneer of the sport. He's been here for so long, but has never had the opportunity. What just happened there? I think Peyton nearly turned typical there. A lot of contact. That was right ahead of Nacho. But again, Nacho, of course, ran the truck race. He got a good finish there, but back to the cup side of things here.
Whoa, we might have trouble.
Oh, baby, that's not good. Commander, way off track here. Same song, second verse here for the Truck Series. Trouble! And in the Commander, or my bad, in the Wayside, New gets involved, and there goes Typical down the racetrack off the banking and does a little bit of a rollover. Typical goes upside down, but drives the thing off. And kind of similar to what happened in the truck race, Commander...
Xfinity.
My mistake, Xfinity. Commander had no control of his car after being shoved that far down the track. That's no fault of him. Just tried to remerge and it was just never gonna work. Big crash, maybe slightly less violent compared to the Xfinity race, but still a heavy hit. Caution is out. And that will take out so many contenders. I saw Wayside, New, Typical, and Commander. All four of those are honestly just playoff contenders in general. Typical over the radio, he's alright. Very minor flip, did a rollover off the banking. But nonetheless, this will be the end of his day, and he's going way too fast on the pit road. Obviously angry, he knows his day is over anyways. Let's take a look at what happened.
They see here, they come down the trial. Who made a couple attempts at 4-wide beforehand, further on back, but Wayside and Internet get stuck in 4-wide. His Commander went to the inside, they get stuck together. Internet just kind of sends both of them down, and at this point, Wayside gets it back under control, but Commander can't. Kind of just bobs in the field. Wayside takes the first hit. Typical licks hard. New takes a pretty big hit, and then, you know, Typical slides down the banking here, and kind of just slid down at a very awkward angle, does a little rollover. You're not really going to see that type of flip very often, but as you saw, he just got on the banking at an extremely awkward angle.
Yeah, I mean, flips back in the old generation were a bit less of a rarity, but this season, wouldn't be shocked that that happens more. But luckily for Typical, very minor rollover, didn't really do anything to himself, but to the car on the other hand. Max pick and contender for this win all day. Typical will not see the end.
And now we see another replay on board with New. Internet and Wayside get hooked together, sends Commander flying into the pack, just absolutely pile driving them. New had nowhere to go there. It was like a jump scare for him. That was really unfortunate. Typical had a really hard hit there, goes over and on his wheels and keeps rolling. Dale Earnhardt reference. And that will be a really unfortunate hard hit, maybe the hardest hit of the race for Typical and Commander.
Yeah, most definitely there, and for all four of them, I would be surprised if any of them are able to contender. So two teammates of New Day Wayside Motorsports will not see the end of today's race, and then of course Commander and Typical. On board with New, see them wreck ahead of him. And again, just nowhere to go. But honestly, he probably got the least damage, as he's the one that was able to keep going without getting caught up in that. But still, heavy hood damage. This should take him out of the race.
Alright, NAPA officials are going to let for a double file restart here to end out the race. Some garage updates and general updates for you guys. Dylan will take home will get the free pass. He'll be back on the lead lap. And some other updates for the garage. FXN out, said a radiator busted, and they had to bring it in. They tried to run a few more laps after the incident on, I believe, lap 32, and they couldn't run it anymore. Isolated has taken it to the garage, and alleged engine failure is the cause of that.
Alright, going back green here. Discord ball, so the pitted tire down during the pace laps. He had to bring it in. That will probably end his chance at victory. 7 to go at the line. Double foul restart. We're back underway. And look at the jump from Mac. He's going to clear Chase Man before turn 1. There's no rule about that. You can go whenever you're at the restart line. And Mac takes the lead from Chasing Man entering turn 1.
Yeah, Mac. A win could be so big after how disastrous.
My bad. I'm sorry to cut you off there, but I was going to say, Chasing Man had nothing with that. Right back to the bottom. Go ahead, Mac.
Yeah, but Mac, When he got that lead, I was mentioning kind of a good but disastrous triple duty attempt here. A win at the 500 would probably make that oh so much better. But he loses the lead, he'll get shoved through the field. As here comes the 25 of Chase. Bow behind our outside pole sitter. 3 wide mid-pack.
Now what I will say real quick here is despite falling back, we have seen so many moments where you fall back, but as long as you can get back to that bottom lane before too long, you might have a chance still. So we'll see what happens here. You see guys back here that are just waiting for their opportunity to get back to the front. Dacho hanging on, and welcome back Dan, by the way. Remember when he spun out? Well, he has taken opportunity of that caution. He wants to move. He wants to try and get himself here with an opportunity to maybe steal this win, get a super speedway win. Dan does not like the super speedway races. I wonder if a win today would change his mind. And look at this. For the first time in a while, we can see practically everyone that's in the race. These single file restarts have kind of calmed things down, but you see Mike in the 52. That's the first time we brought up his name today. Maybe some of these guys here will try and maybe do something before this race is over here. Mythical to the bottom, followed with Iman Antioder. Matthew gets put out of line. Here comes Peyton as well, but Mythical trying to get win number 1 for Sunbelt Stars this season.
Yeah, big run there. Yeah, big run there. Here's Peyton to the inside now, making it 3 wide. I don't think he'll have the run, though. That'll just cause Botting and maybe something to the top line. No, it won't even. And they roll in the 3 and 4 here. We are coming to 4 to go here in Daytona. Mythical out front. Ivan Antioder to the inside. 4 to go here at Daytona. Mythical out front.
You got to get lined up now if you're on that top lane. You got to get to the bottom as quickly as possible. These guys know that, but you don't want to make your move too early. Pay into the bottom 3 wide. Lined up behind him, Bot, Meme, SM, Junior. What a story it'd be if someone like Meme, SM, or Junior could win. They haven't seen Victory Lane in a while. Some of them haven't even seen a victory. Here comes Bot now. What is he going to do? Mythical try to hang 3 wide top, but can't clear the 48. Here comes Bot with a big push to Payton. Payton squirrely trying to hold that bottom lane. Bot is shoving him. Coming the 3 laps to go here at Daytona.
Yeah, 3 to go here at Daytona, but you also got to remember the bottom is not a surefire option. You can get beaten on the top with a good run from the middle or the top. You can get beaten from there, but your bottom line is just your best bet at a victory. Bot getting pushed to the lead by the 7 Meme and the 24 SM. But you probably want to be either the first 2 spots, the middle or top, or on the bottom lane here in these closing laps. Bot out front. Here's Meme to the inside and push with the fellow Chevy of SM. Internet Dan Nacho in tow. Middle line with Ivan Antioder Matthew behind the 40 of Bot. I think Meme's going to get the lead here. Yes, he will. Clears that number 40. Not yet, actually. Bot gets a run to the middle. Here we go. 2 to go at the line.
2 to go here. Meme is going to clear. SM right away kind of gives him the little shove. He's saying, hey, that's my spot. Can SM get to the bottom? Trying to get hit first win in a long time. SM to the bottom. Can he get the lead? How about Internet? How about Dan? Can he get a spin and win here at Daytona? And what about the day that Nacho has had? Can Meme hold surge here on that top lane push from Bot? I don't think so. SM trying to take control here with Internet behind. I'm an Antioder, Internet's teammate, trying to find any way to get in line with him. Off turn 4, coming to the white flag. SM is in control. Now he just has to do the blocking. He's gonna stay in front of Internet. White flag at Daytona, one more time around.
Internet, great run in the inside. He got a push from Dan. It's 3x3. SM has had an absolute hectic lap to manage here, but Internet's gonna get to the inside.
Oh boy.
Dan also in, Dan in striking position and Nacho as well. If things go right, side by side down the back straightaway, is Dan gonna pop out for the 3 wide? Oh wait, Nacho might pop out for the 3 wide.
Here we go.
No.
Here we go into turn 3 and 4 for the final time. SM is able to hold surge. SM has said he wants to win again. He hasn't won in forever. He thinks that the Super Speedways is his best opportunity, and he's going to in fact do that. SM back to victory lane. He wins the Daytona 500. SM, your winner. Congratulations to the Sunbelt Stars driver. He is back in victory lane for the first time in multiple seasons. And second and third will go to a pair of Shermensky West drivers, Internet and I'm an Antioter. Matthew fourth, his career best. And what about the rebound from Dan? He's going to come in with the top 5. Nacho in 6. What a great run here. What an amazing showing here. What a race today.
SM into 24 prevails when it matters, takes a thrilling victory here at Daytona.
His first win since Season 4, Phoenix 2.
Wow. Didn't that win winless in Season 5? Had a few opportunities, but couldn't get it done. SM will get it done today. What a story. Let's take a look at the top 10. And now looking at the rest of the finishing results, we talked about the top 5, SM, Internet, I'm an Antioter, Matthew, and Dan. What about the run from Nacho? He's going to come home 6th, an underfunded team. Highly deserved run. How about Meme? Led with 2 to go. He's going to come home 7th, but a great start to the season for him. Chase Man led a lot of laps, maybe the most laps. He comes out with the top 10. Stu gets a top 10, the veteran, and Bot as well will come home with the top 10. Riley Davis Jr. coming home in 11th. Great run for him. Peyton, he was kind of quiet, comes home 12th. Some other drivers are at the field. Mythical Mac. How about the rookie Dalton in his first ever Cup start? He will secure a top 20 finish. And then some other drivers who just never had a chance there in the latter stages. Guys like Garrett had damage. KFC Bot was off the pace most of the day. Dylan comes on 32nd slash, the last car on track, a letdown in 33rd. And all of our retirees, Wayside, New, Typical, Isolated had an issue. And other drivers like FXN, Cam, who were caught up in the early crashes. But that will do it here for the Daytona 500. Next weekend, we head to Atlanta, our first intermediate of the season, where we get to see truly who is going to be the drivers to beat this season. But congratulations to SM, back in victory lane for the first time in over a season. I think we are shaping up here for an amazing next-gen season, all 3 seasons. And, man, what a great Speed Weeks. Congratulations once again to SM, and I will see all you guys, Dylan here in the MXTV booth. I will see you guys all at Atlanta.